Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I am Jim Tracy, president and founder of EasyLocal.com. Thank you for joining me for this July webinar on how small business owners are crushing it during the coronavirus. I'm going to go into screen sharing mode right now, which means I'm going to disappear into a corner of your screen. I will try to keep myself out of the way as much as I can, but as I said, this is my new webinar on 10 ways that small business owners are crushing it during the coronavirus and how you can crush it too. Like I said, my name is Jim Tracy, and I currently work with about 2,000 small business owners in all 50 states across the United States. As a matter of fact, I want to welcome all the business owners joining me today. We have a full house from every single state in our union. As the current president of EasyLocal.com and doing that for the last 14 years, I've had the privilege to work with a large number of small business owners in a large number of categories. I am also concurrently the president of America's Best Companies, a leading small business association. I've been doing that for over 15 years, and we've had over 8,000 members during my time. Previous to that, I spent 17 years as the vice president of National TransLink, where I worked with an additional 40,000 small business owners. So all in all, I've worked with over 50,000 small business owners in the last 30 plus years. And those business owners have been in every state and every vertical that you can think of. I have a degree in chemistry from Loyola University. I'm a naturally inquisitive type. I like to solve problems, and that's really what I'm trying to do for you today here. I grew up in the Chicago area, the son of a plumber. My mother was a stay-at-home mom. My dad had his own little plumbing company, and he was a real inspiration to me growing up as my career formed. I've been married for the last 24 years to a beautiful woman. She was my high school sweetheart, and we have two incredible sons, Jimmy and Grant. My older son is 22. He just recently graduated from the University of Illinois. My younger son is still attending that same school. I have a passion for pinball. Again, that's all part of my desire to solve problems. I like taking things apart, putting them back together, fixing them up, dressing them up, and then adding them to my collection. But here we are. This photo perfectly describes where every small business owner exists today. That is you. You are a cruise ship trying to pass through a narrow canal. And that narrow canal, the edges, represent destruction of your small business. It's really hard today, especially with what's going on across America, to make it. But there you are on that ship, the captain of that ship. And on that ship, all those people on that ship are your employees, they're your customers, they're people in your community, they're your family, and they're future and potential customers. So the question I have today is, how can you turn that ship around? The question I'm asked almost every single day is, Jim, how can I turn my small business around? And I will give you that answer over the next 20 minutes as I try to talk to you about 10 different ways that I see small business owners crushing it during the coronavirus. But first, I have to sound like a motivational speaker, because the very first tip that I have for you is that you have to have the right mindset and you have to establish good habits. And this often involves change during a time like this. We see Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He had the right mindset, but the team had to change coaches and establish new habits for him to win 6 championships. What I see is that success is directly related to good habits, and these are good habits that business owners have. I saw business owners as the coronavirus hit and they were ordered to stay home. They kept going to their business every single day, even though their doors were locked and customers couldn't come in. What they were doing was they were planning for their future. They were establishing newer and better habits, and that's what I try to help business owners do, because this is your business. Everybody sees the tip of an iceberg, the top of it, the part that's above the water. That's your business that they see, but they don't see what's happening under the water. And this is where business owners were being successful during this first phase of the coronavirus. They kept going to work and they were working under the water where nobody could see them. They were assessing the risks. They were focusing on things that they needed to, establishing new goals. They were being persistent. They were preventing failure or going through a certain level of failure. They were taking action, making sacrifices, establishing new habits, and most of all, they were hard at work making sure their business could survive. But what we see is that in order to be successful as a business owner, you often have to be successful in all areas of your life. And there's 4 areas of your life that you have to manage in order to be happy, healthy, fulfilled, and successful. And in order to find true happiness and success, you must maintain good habits in all of these areas. And I call them the 4 B's, which is your body, your physical well-being. You should have goals and habits you establish every day to try to help yourself there. Your mental health, your being, the second B. Every day you should be reading self-help books, meditating, doing things to help yourself. Balance. These are your relationships with people, and they get stretched when you're living around your family 24 hours a day. I know this. And finally, the 4th B is your business, which might as well be the 5th B, which I'd call your baby. This is an area of your life that's very important because it's the way you support your family. You're probably important to your community and those people that work for you, but you should have habits and goals in all areas of your life. What I see successful business owners do, and this is really the key to the first step in establishing good habits, is making a daily checklist. I do it myself. I do it 6 days a week. I check the things off as I complete them. At the end of the day, I look at what's incomplete and I add it to the next day's checklist. So I include short and long-term goals. I include simple things. Some things are as simple as 4 glasses of water a day. I'll check off as I have 4 glasses of water. I take 2 vitamins. I'll check it right off my list. You need balance. You need to be honest. Nobody's going to check this list other than you, and you've got to mean it. So try to do this 6 days a week, and this will be the first step to a successful course. Second thing we've got to do is we've got to cut costs. I'm sure it's too late for many of you. You've already been doing this, but the question is, what would you look like if you lost 20 to 50% of your revenue right now? What would you look like if you lost 20 to 50% of your income? What would be your first move? How would you survive? These are the questions you need to answer right now. And all of these problems and all your problems for your business can be established by looking at 7 different areas right now. The 7 foundational problems for small businesses. Number 1, the cost of goods sold is too high. We see this. We see business owners all the time where we say, look, we work with 100 of your competitors. You're a little more highly priced. What sets you apart? We'll discuss it with the business owner. We're not asking them to change their fees or costs. We're just letting them know that competitively they may need to look at that. Operating expenses. You got to look at every bill you pay right now. You got to talk to your landlord, your mortgage holder. You got to look at your utilities, look at your credit card bill, look at every bill you pay and see if there's places where you can save money. Maybe your foundational problem is you don't have enough clients or projects coming in consistently. Well, then you have to focus on the why, which is going to come up later in this presentation. You've got to look at your customer churn. You always have to remember the lifetime value of your customer. And that's going to be the next slide I talk about, is really trying to figure out what your customers are worth and are they worth keeping. Maybe you're not charging enough. I know a few hair salons that raised their costs after this because they realized that a haircut wasn't just a $20 or $25 thing, especially once people have had to cut it themselves 2 or 3 times. Finally, maybe there's a lack of leadership in your business. Maybe you need to establish a group at the top of your business, a mastermind that works in conjunction with you as the leaders of the business, or maybe there's poor communication, and this is a surefire way to have your business fail. So lifetime value of a customer, the LVC at Starbucks, they've calculated that the lifetime value of a customer is $14,000. That's the profit on an average customer during their lifetime. So they make a decision. How do we get them on our app? How do we keep them coming back? How do we establish certain programs where there's every 5th coffee gets your 6th one free? How do we keep people coming back? Because they know exactly how to calculate the lifetime value, which is your average sale times the number of visits in a lifetime minus any expenses you have and minus the COA, which is the cost of acquisition, equals the lifetime value of your customers. It's a good time for you to figure out what the lifetime value is right now. The moral of the story is to cut costs, but don't cut communication with your customers at any cost. That's one of the things that you should continue to invest in right through this coronavirus. Number 3, coronavirus tip, focus on communication, the who. Where do you communicate with your customers? Well, you communicate through signage in your business, signage in front of your business, signage maybe on the side of a highway. Human interaction, very important way you communicate with your customers. Advertising, a way that you communicate with your current and future customers. Your website, this is the place where people do research on you. Critical to have an incredible website if you plan on succeeding today. You've got to be participating in social media. You got to have multiple posts a week. Otherwise, people think you're closed, out of business, or you just don't care. Your local listings, a far underutilized thing. There's over 300 places where people can find your business on the internet. These are the directories. These are Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yelp, Yext, Angie's List. EasyLocal.com has a directory. You need to make sure you stay up to date and have current information there. Your reviews. People will trust a review from a stranger more than they'll trust one from their best friend. My best friend will tell me, go get tacos from this place. First thing I do is I research it online. I look what everybody else has to say. And finally, if email or text is an option for communicating with your customers. Well, what are you doing to talk to your customers? Well, first of all, to talk to them, you have to know what your customers are thinking. First of all, they're thinking, are you open? Did you survive? Are you going to reopen? Is it safe to do business with you? This is critical as people want to get out of the house. Do you offer call or click and collect? This is a way where somebody can just click on your website to purchase something and then go curbside to pick it up. Is it easy to do business with you? That's part of it that they're looking for. And is it easy to find information? Also, have you been hiding from them? If they haven't heard anything and you're radio silent, they're going to assume that you're out of business. Finally, they want to know what has changed, what you're doing differently now, and are you a better option than Amazon or any other big business that may be out there. Now, I got to talk about a personal experience. My son recently graduated just a couple of months ago from the University of Illinois, and we were not able to give him a party because the state of Illinois had been shut. So we were looking for a way to make it a special dinner in our house. We wanted to decorate our dining room. We wanted the good china out, the stuff we got at our wedding 24 years ago. We wanted to make this a special occasion. So what did I do? I researched online. I learned from local on Google that a business called Morton's was open, even though this is a traditionally dine-in restaurant. I looked on social media to get information about them and found out that people were having incredible experiences bringing their food home. So I researched their website. I looked at the menu. I looked at the information. I discussed it with my family. Everybody was really excited about it. So I looked at the reviews to make sure that other people were happy with it. Finally, I found a coupon. You can see it right here, $99 dinner for two, which included steak, lobster, and sides for 2 people. For 4 people, it was double that, a lot of money. But I can tell you right now, once I concluded it was safe, I used call and collect, had an incredible experience talking to their maitre d' over the phone, placing my order. I picked it up, brought it home, and my family had an experience we will never forget, and my son will never forget. This was all the stages that people need to go through to do business with you. Next thing, you got to use marketing words that sell. You've got to really look at how you're marketing. But in order to understand how to market your business right now, you got to understand what people are going through. The 5 stages of coronavirus are a lot like the 5 stages of grief. People went through denial and isolation. Then they got angry. They started bargaining with themselves and others. They went through a stage of depression. And finally, they reach acceptance. And that's where I think we're all at right now. Most people are starting to accept that this is something we're going to have to deal with for a very long time. So what does this mean for your business? Well, people are accepting this new normal and want to find a way to integrate new and old ways of doing business. For most people, connection is even more pressing than survival. In other words, if they have no connections in the world, they start getting out of touch and they start getting unhappy. And also, when people communicate with them and connect with them, they feel that there's a clear and honest communication. They can trust what they're hearing. So you need to show your clients how you deliver normal in this new normal. So folks, a lot of people have been telling me or tried telling me, hey, Jim, people stopped spending money. People never stopped spending money. It's just where they were spending money, and it could be with your competitors. But this is just a little evidence for you. There was a time when I couldn't give away dumbbells. I've worked out most of my life. I couldn't give them away, couldn't give at a garage sale, couldn't get people to carry away dumbbells for $1 a piece. Now they're going for $2 a pound, $3 a pound. Old dumbbell sets, complete sets that were $300 or $400 when you bought them new are now going for $1,000 or even more. Try to find some hair clippers. That's been almost impossible. Waxing kits. Try to find a bicycle. This has been something that was almost impossible for us to find as a family during this pandemic. We went to the local bike shop and they said, we might have some bikes coming in September. We can add you to our list. So don't try to tell me people aren't spending money. The stock market keeps rising and people keep on spending. Clients just need to learn how to spend their money with you and feel like it was the best decision they ever made. So in our marketing for our company, we use certain marketing words, and we work with small business owners all across the country, and we really focus on about 100 words. Here's 68 of them right here. You can rewind this meeting, you come back to this page, and make sure you're using these words in all of your marketing and all your communication with your customers. But the most important word here is number 68 in the lower right-hand corner, where it uses the word and. If you look 66 and 67, it's critical and essential. Your business is critical and essential. Your heating and cooling checkups are critical and essential. Whatever it is you do, you use the words here, but always use the word and, because you can get two for the price of one. So next thing business owners have to do is they have to chart a new course for their business. And that's what we saw business owners do during this coronavirus. The successful ones charted a new course. As Russ Perry, the founder of Design Pickle, has been saying, the world is never going back to the way it was. It's never going to be normal handshakes, normal hugs. It's a whole different world. Your ideal client is changing, meaning the way they think, the way they act, and who they are is changing right before your eyes. And if you stop creating, stop marketing, or stop selling, then you might as well close up shop, because you will not survive. This is what his company does. He helps design a roadmap for your business, something you could actually put on your wall, something you could actually paint on your wall, something your customers can see, your employees can see. This is something that's really cool that you may want to consider as you move forward with your business. Showing your customers, and more importantly, even showing your employees, how you're mapping out the future of your business. And don't forget to use video in your new marketing. Zoom has grown from 10 million to 300 million daily users. There's been a 57% increase in streaming video usage. Netflix stock has risen from $298 to $454 during this time. Yeah, it's because people are home, but it's also because people are getting more and more and more attached to video. There's been a 47% increase in social media, and that is primarily due to video. People are getting used to video as the new normal. You should be using it in your business. Here's some marketing tactics that work. You need to support everyday heroes. These could be heroes within your community, or they could be right in your business. And we see people that are successful right now highlighting employees on their Facebook page, highlighting business owners in their community, highlighting those workers, those essential workers in the community, or even giving free services or discounted services to them. Other marketing tactics we see working is you need to tell your customers how they can get your products and services on their terms and that they are safe. Examples: home delivery, text message marketing, virtual estimates, safety checks prior to enter the home, safety checks prior to entering the business, curbside pickup, store limits, posted signage, your logo all over the place, even on the sidewalk, 6 feet apart, outside seating, meals made easy. We see restaurants now offering video, as I just mentioned, right? They're saying, come pick up your do-it-yourself meal at home, and maybe it's $99 for dinner for four or something from a nice restaurant. You pick it up, you bring it home, and then the owner of the restaurant or one of the chefs will teach you how to make it through video, through a Zoom webinar, just like you're attending right now. Sanitizing stations, contactless payments, there's countless ways you can really market your business as a safe place to go today. But for goodness sakes, do not hide the fact we're in a pandemic. Show people how you're legitimately keeping your staff and your customers safe. Show your customers you're on their team, and communicate constantly and go way above and beyond in everything we do. So we've reached the halfway point. This is our ship. This is us moving along. And the question is, in the next 5 points, can I help you make it? Absolutely, I can. So the next thing you have to do is, this is critical, you have to update your website. And this is one of the services my company offers. Something, whoever you're working with, you've got to look great, you've got to maximize your visibility, and you've got to communicate with potential customers, and you've got to be enhanced and built for SEO so that people can find you. So you're not appearing on page 2, right? Where's the best place to hide a dead body, they say? Page 2 of a Google search, because nobody looks there. So you've got to have a website that's visible, that can be found. You've got to build an online business. I mentioned these words: click and collect, call and collect. You've got to start really establishing the things you do, be more specific, and maybe allow people to click and curbside pickup, or call and get curbside pickup, or maybe e-commerce is a new direction for your business, offering your new services. And as always, communicate important updates. If I had more time, I'd show you a bunch of websites, but here's one that's just showing, because they're coming in customers' homes to do carpet cleaning and sofa cleaning. So they've got all over their site how they're keeping their customers safe, how they're keeping you safe, how they're keeping their employees safe. Critical messaging during this time, something we do for all our customers. And don't forget local. This is the directories I mentioned. There's over 300 places people can find you on the internet. Google, Yahoo, Bing. Listings distribution can be critical to you. You can find service providers like my company that can help you get found on multiple directories at once. We work with all the data providers, and we can update all your information on 50 or 60 of the directories instantly, and on many others very, very rapidly. We can get new information about new hours, new safety procedures, new information. And if you're not doing it, you got to make sure you're taking advantage of Google posts. You got to claim your Google listing. And if you're looking at that lower right-hand corner on your computer right now, you'll see these Google posts. It's something we offer for our customers. We do a new post every week, something you really need to be doing. You can offer coupons, updates, tell people what's going on with your business. Corona tip number 8, manage your reputation. Now, this can be hard, because what are you going to do? Have Yelp open on your computer, have Google open on your computer, have Facebook open on your computer, have TripAdvisor. You'd have to have Angie's List. You'd have to have all these directories on your computer every day and refresh all day to see what people are saying about you. Or you can work with a reputation provider like we offer at my company. This is a way that your business can be monitored for everything people are saying 24 hours a day across the whole internet, not just in reviews, but in discussions and blogs and other areas. And it helps when you're responding to every review, as you see in the middle here. Something, again, we do on behalf of our customers, but you got to respond to every review, whether it's good or bad. Yeah, it's important to respond to that bad review, but there's a good chance that customer may never come back. That person that left you a 5-star review, it's very important to respond to them. Type out a long extended response, thanking them for being a loyal customer, telling them how much you appreciate them. That'll increase the odds of them coming back to see you. You can turn customer experiences into stars. Again, we have multiple ways of doing it through texts, email, other ways that we can help show you to get more positive reviews, but you've got to stay on top of your reputation. You need to be dominating social media right now. This is where everybody's going for information. They're going to Facebook, they're going to Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram. Everybody's got their favorites. It's no longer a nice to have option. It is now a requirement to be participating in social media. And we recommend that you post at least twice a week. That's how often we do it for our customers. You need to build and optimize your social pages to match your brand. You need multiple social posts, as I said, and you'll generate awareness and followers. You can even have some fun with it. This is something we do with our customers. Here's an overhead door company. We're talking about social distancing. We created a very cute Homer Simpson cartoon showing social distancing mixed in with the overhead doors. Have a sense of humor even during these rough times. And you can also boost your social media posts. Companies like Facebook for just maybe $30 or $40 a month will allow you to boost your posting, show more people what you're talking about, get more followers, and again, in turn, get more business. This is what successful business owners are doing right now to keep the customers coming. Finally, you've got to plan for the future. If you're not planning for a future, you could be in trouble, because here's how people are feeling. 2/3 of Americans are feeling lonely, anxious, hopeless, or depressed just in the last 14 days. 50% of Americans are saying that coronavirus has affected their mental health. People are desperate to get back to doing normal stuff to calm their fears. And some of those normal stuff things are doing business with somebody just like you. So folks, right now you are living through a major evolution in business and society. We're talking about something that happens once every century if we're lucky. We are actually living through history, and history will judge us based on how we respond to what is going on right now. So who will survive? Well, it's not the strongest, and it's certainly not the most intelligent. Charles Darwin tells us it's the one that's most adaptable to change, and that's what you have to do with your business. You have to be ready for change. Business owners have to figure it out. We had stimulus plan part 1. We had stimulus plan part 2. Money's running out. They gave a lot of money to the Lakers and Potbelly and Shake Shack. and all these Fortune 500 companies that didn't need it. They didn't give quite enough to you as the small business owners, and we're still trying to figure out how we're going to pay it back and what's going to be forgiven. So the next thing is, you as a business owner are now realizing right now that nobody else is coming to rescue you now. So you're going to have to figure out how to survive, or you're going to have to close shop. That's the end of the story. So here's some coronavirus predictions, folks. These are not from me. These are from the scientists out there. Businesses are going to reopen. People are going to attempt to resume their normal lives, but the virus is going to come back, and we're already seeing spikes all over the United States, and it could get worse before it gets better. The world could even go through a second shutdown. Small business owners that aren't prepared for the second wave will probably go under. Everybody has basically a couple of months, I would say, to get prepared for the winter time when this could actually be worse, and we could have a shutdown or slowdown part 2. And our customers are prepared, and we can help you get prepared too. I'm talking about our company. This virus could slow us down anywhere from 18 months to 3 years. We really need a vaccine or a cure to be 100% done with this virus. And another pandemic or emergency is possible at any time. We've worked with customers who worked through hurricanes. We've worked with customers who worked their way through, in Nashville, through tornadoes earlier this year. And our customers are thriving and surviving no problem through this pandemic. So how can you best prepare? Well, you better learn some new tricks. Maybe you have to look at building a new map, as I mentioned earlier. Set yourself up to thrive in this new world. Remember the lifetime value of a customer, so you're always communicating with them, and spend your money wisely. And one of the most wise ways you can spend it is communicating with customers. So we're done. Congratulations. As Buddy the Elf says, you did it. Congratulations. So what am I going to do with all of this? Well, better yet, how are we all going to use all of this together? Well, of course, I have an answer. First of all, we will do it together. You don't have to go this course alone. We'll help chart the course for you. You don't have to figure all this out by yourself. We'll help you navigate through the scary parts, the website, the social media, the local, all these things that are very intimidating for a small business owner. Maybe you're really good at making pizzas, but you're not good at building websites. Maybe you're really good at cutting hair or doing massages or plumbing or electricity or whatever it is, but you're not prepared to do all this extra work that now has to be done. So that's where a company like mine can come in, or other consultants can help you out. You don't have to repair your ship because it was never broken. Your ship was never broken. You just have to expand it on the move while it's still cruising. Folks, nobody ever teaches us how to build a business. They don't teach us how to raise children, and they certainly don't teach us how to survive and thrive in a pandemic. That's up to us. So finally, how can we turn that ship around? Well, the answer was, we never had to turn that ship around. We just had to keep moving forward. We can't come to a stop, because we should all know this. If you don't, I'm going to teach you something interesting. A cruise ship sitting in a harbor, not moving, gathers barnacles and falls apart faster than a ship that is cruising at sea every day. An airplane in the hangar, sitting there, not flying, will fall apart and rust faster than one that's flying every single day. And a business will fall apart sitting idle faster than one that is moving forward each and every day. And I will pull you in that ship if I have to, because there you are on that ship with your customers, your family, your employees, your community, all the people that are counting on you. But little did you know, if you look very carefully at all these photos, there's 2 lines at the bottom, and there was a tugboat tugging it around. And indeed, that was my company and my employees helping a lot of business owners survive during these very difficult times. So what can Easy Local do for you? What can my company do if you're looking for answers? Well, first of all, we can help you with all that local, working with hundreds of directories, getting your information updated quickly. We can help you with your reputation management. We monitor reputation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And we have professionals that respond to every review, so you don't have to do it. We can build you a custom website, mobile-friendly website, optimized for your local area. And we can do updates for you each and every month as part of what we do. We can manage your social media, posting for you twice a week, 8 times a month. Our social media teams get to know you as a business owner, the direction you want to go, and help you to build followers and people that know what's going on. So what do we charge for these services? Well, that's, I guess, the punchline of this whole thing. You can pick any 2 of our services during this summer. This goes all the way to end of summer. Any 2 services is $199 a month. So maybe local and a website you need. Maybe you want to update your website. Maybe you need social media help, local and social media. I always recommend starting with local. Without that, it's hard for us to do anything else. You can pick 3 services for $249, or our Rolls Royce 4 services, $299 a month, including reputation, local, website, and social. So what does that come out to be? I mean, would you hire me? $300 a month for our Rolls Royce is just $10 a day. An average business is open at least 8 hours a day. A lot of them are open about 12, but at 8 hours, it's $1.25 an hour. And the good news is, even if you're paying me $1.25 an hour, I'm 100% tax deductible. So I'm under $1 an hour. And maybe you don't need all my services. Maybe I'm 60 or 70 cents an hour to you for your business. My question is, would you hire me for 60 or 70 cents an hour to do any job in your business? Clean the bathrooms, clean the windows, be a stock person in the back. I mean, would you hire me? I'll never ask for any benefits. I'll never ask for a raise. I'll never call in sick. I'll never miss a day of work. I will be there 365 days a year for you. Plus, I will not come alone. I'm going to bring with me 40 of my colleagues to work every single day on your account. So the question is, you know, if I will never complain, would you hire me for 60 or 70 cents an hour? Our customers tell us that paying us is more important than paying their rent or even paying their cell phone bill. And I know none of you want to become detached from your cell phone, but that's what our customers tell us. So I'm Jim Tracy. Here's how to get a hold of my company. We'll do an absolute free evaluation of your business. We'll look at everything you're doing. We'll show you what's going on. We'll help you. All you got to do is send an email to sales@easylocal.com. You can mention Jim's webinar, or you can call us at 1-877-416-2378. That's 877-416-HELP. And just ask for sales and mention Jim's coronavirus webinar, and we will help you out. So I'm going to stop screen sharing. I'm a little red on the screen here because the lighting is adjusting. I hope that each and every one of you got something out of this. If one of the salespeople across the country sent you this webinar or sent you this in an email, make sure you contact your sales rep, thank them for this, and let them know if there's anything we can do. I'm Jim Tracy saying, so long, everybody.